Well, hello, guys. Loki has been exceptionally frisky. I had a dream this morning of waking up beside him, and he had this wooden workbench. He's been exceptionally frisky, exceptionally naughty. He has been posing as other gods to get extra offerings, is what he's been doing. And then he just looks at me real smugly, like, I mean, he would get it as Loki. He knows he would get it as Loki, but there's something in him that's an especial joy to get what they would get. So I have no idea. You go ahead. You try to figure him out. Um, and he was doing something last night, and like I said, I'd been trying to figure out who these three gods were because I could not tell any of them apart. And it's like I should have known because the hair kept going so red and so red and so red. And from what I knew of these gods, none of the clothing or anything was right. It looked more like what Sister the Mill Black Greek people dress like. And they didn't look exceptionally Greek, but I thought, well, I just have a very limited imagination. No, I serve a trickster god, and he was like, I'm gonna do what I want. I don't think he has that Marilyn Monroe squeak, but he might. Anyhow, he was making mischief, and he was getting like triple offerings, so that was good for him. And I was watching, I have been keeping up on what, if anything, is our loser of a government doing to protect our children. And the children have been making very articulate and very impassioned speeches of, you have to stop doing this. And they have been calling the president on his BS, which they should. Here's how much money the NRA has been giving you. Here are all the rules that you rolled back that made these guns easier to get. And I was like, I don't know the gun laws of every state. I was like, holy mother of God, it's easy to get guns in Florida. Like, you don't need a permit, you don't need this, you can buy as many guns as you want, there's like no waiting period. I'm like, dang. I thought gun shows were bad. The whole state's a gun show. So yeah, that's pretty bad. Because people get stupid ideas when you give them a lot of responsibility. More responsibility than a lot of people should have. So yeah, it's like, yeah, the gun laws have to change, and there's no reason for, people to have assault weapons. As the child said, and she should have, had they only had a knife on them, they'd have killed a lot less people. Like, we see weird stuff, like, over in countries where they can't have guns, of people getting attacked by a knife or, like, a machete or an axe or a broadsword or something, and we're like, man, those people are weird. But look, they only got, like, maybe injured one person before other people just, cold-cocked them, and that was the end of them. Because a lot of other countries have already figured out people suck when they have a lot of freedom and a lot of choices, especially if they're destructive ones. People just suck at that. And it's clearly Loki coming to the fore, because he will do that if you remember your mythology. He is a good one for coming to the fore and going, you did this, and you did this, and you did this. You don't have any business talking about people. And we hate it, because if we or the gods or anyone hate anything, it's having the truth thrown back in our face. And Loki will do it in a style of, you did what you did, you don't have any right to be calling anyone out now. He's a god of inconvenient truths, as a lot of us call him, because he will very cheerily bring up something you told him in confidence and have it come to light, because, he's a god of, this was eventually coming to light anyhow, and you shouldn't be able to hide your wrongdoing. Is very much a god of, do what you will, but make sure you can fix it. Like, if you just go around, for example, we've all met hostile Lokeans just, picking a fight with other people because you don't agree with them on God spelling, or you don't agree with them on Ragnarok, or you don't agree with them on whatever. He'll make things interesting. He will. He'll make things very interesting. And I had noticed, and I want to thank the person that made the nice video, and I want to thank them for commenting on the downvoting. I noticed, like, there's one person that every single time I make a video, they must have to take breaks, and I miss you so much when you're gone. But every single time I make a video, now they're really going to downvote me. They have to show up and downvote it. I'm like, one, thanks for the view, and two, it doesn't even make sense for me. There are a lot of terrible, sucky people on YouTube that I just don't bother, because until YouTube decides to be an adult and say, maybe we don't need some extremist crap on this platform, it's actually not YouTube's fault anymore, it's Google's. Nothing's gonna change, and going around picking fights with them will just make me look like the bad guy. So, I'm sure I made this person angry at some point. Either I kicked them off or I said something I don't agree with, and I'm like, good, hate me. See where it gets you. That was a lesson Loki had to teach me. That, you know, we all get very, very individualized truths with him. And that, you know, we can't go picking a fight with other people. And, like, if I've had problems with other Lokeans, I'll go to him at first. If I think I'm in the wrong, I'll apologize, and he'll go, well, if he thinks it's something I did wrong, he'll tell me, you know, there's no chance for you making amends, just leave it be. Or if he thinks I was in the right, he'll say, well, you know, there's nothing you can do. Some people just take offense real easy. And then with the other person, I don't know. That's not my privilege to know what he told them. But I'm sure he gives them counsel as well if they go to him. We're going to clash. Anytime you put more than one person in a religion, or however you look at it, they're going to clash. They're going to fight, because they're going to have their ideas of how it should be run, and you're going to have your ideas of how it should be run. And my only idea is nobody runs Loki. Nobody runs Loki. I am not in charge of Loki. I may yell at him. I may say, what the hell, because something happened, and I'll be like, bad God, bad, but he knows I don't mean it, because he's a god, he's gonna do what he wants. And we've been talking recently about, you know, there's a certain YouTuber that is horrifically abusing the platform, and being kept because he makes Google money, and Google likes money, much like the president likes NRA money. And we've been saying it'd be a real shame if Loki looked at this person, wouldn't it? And that's all we did. We talked about it, but I'm not gonna sit here and like put like a curse on this person and say Loki has to go. I just pointed out to Loki. I just pointed the individual out to Loki, and I'm like, be a damn shame if you went over and paid attention to what he was doing. And Loki's like, So yeah. You can't sick him on people. He doesn't need me to write to his defense if people are saying stupid shit. I mean, I will make probably a response video if someone says something really dumb. And if, like, they attack me, yeah, I'll bite back. But that's the way I am. If you've watched more than one video, I think you've picked up on that. So, it's been an interesting time in our country. I think Loki's energy is coming to the fore, because you're seeing all the extremes come out, and that's what happens when he comes to the forefront. You see people as they really are, and they become almost a parody of themselves. Like a lot of YouTube channels have unintentionally become a parody of themselves because they want attention, and so they're doing all this stupid extreme stuff, and everybody's doing top 10 lists, and it's like, you know, the platform has changed that much because people will do anything for attention. Watch me do this stupid crap because I need views. There's a song I like about Freak of the Week, and Loki loves that because there's like fire and volcanoes and everything all over the place. And it's really true, and we don't need to be that way as Lokeans. We don't need to start being, you know, really extreme or really dogmatic or pedantic or anything. We just, you know, need to be ourselves. So it's been really interesting, and I'm sure for the rest of the year we're going to still see these extremes push, because even though every rational human being in the world would have applauded the young lady for pointing out the obvious that killing children is not good. At least 4,000 people had a problem because their guns might be taken away. And it's like, oh my god, you goober. Really? Are you that stupid that children don't matter to you? So yeah. Yeah. And I'm really rooting for these kids, and I hope they get something done. I say hope because I'm a pessimist, but I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they're the generation that changes stuff because they're utterly enraged, and they should be. Generations and tragedies before, they just told the victims it was their job to be victims, and the survivors it was their job to be survivors, but keep your mouth shut. That's how we treat women in this country. So the parallel is interesting. It's a lot of pissed off children and women that are going to change things. Not that men aren't helping, but that's kind of been, for as long as this country has existed, children and women were treated like property and treated like whatever happens to you, just sit back and enjoy it. And Loki, that definitely pisses him off. Loki doesn't care what gender you are, if you don't have a gender. He treats everyone equally, which really makes a lot of people angry, because you can see somebody never worked with him before get like this huge blessing, and you can see somebody that's worked with him for like 80 years, nothing. That's just how he is. That's his nature as a god. And so it's good. It's good to see him, coming to the fore and doing things. And I don't care that he fooled me. He's been fooling me, and he's been having weird stuff happen on YouTube where it keeps flipping what channel I'm on, whether I'm on this channel or I'm on the other channel. And I'm wondering where he's getting with this, because he was so behind me when I quit. I should have questioned that. But I told him, I can't. I don't have the 1,500 it takes to run. Like, people want it to be collectibles channel now. They don't want it to be a gaming channel. But he's up to something. I know he is. So, we will see what he's up to. And in 2 days, we'll be demonetized on this channel. But I really don't care, because it's like lose. I'm monetized on the gaming channel, but I have such little viewership that I do not make money now. This channel will be demonetized, but I have, thank the gods, I have the patrons to help me out. So it's kind of ironic that I make more money on this little tiny channel, even once they demonetize it, than I make on this supposedly huge channel that, even though I quit, it's like about 50 subs away from 5,000. It's like, I don't get that. I quit. You people saw I walked away. What's the deal? And I really don't want to go back, because I'm like, well, I don't want to get back into that. People have expectations of you to collect stuff and to show it on camera and to do all this other stuff. And you try really hard in super competitive FNAF. It's like straight up nasty. It's like super competitive. And if you were going to take off by now, you would have taken off by now. And I'm like, well, this channel got left behind. There's really not an awful lot I can do about it. But if Loki keeps poking around for it, we'll see. We'll see. I knew when he agreed way too well and he was supportive and he's like throwing me a party for quitting. I knew I should be asking questions. I knew it. So, what else? He's definitely bringing his energy to the forefront this year, and a lot of people are going to scream and say it's evil coming to the forefront. And it's like, no, it's Loki coming to the forefront, and he'll use the chaos to come in and, just blow stuff apart, and then you can pick it back up, because nice hasn't worked up to now. The other gods have been trying nice and civilized discourse and everything else, and we still worship the Greeks in a sense in this country and the Romans and think we're such dignified people, but Roman and Greek discourse hasn't worked, so we're going to get some nice old-fashioned Norse chaos, and he's going to ride in, the old father's going to ride in, and his kids are going to be running in the streets, and people are going to see interesting year. It's going to be an interesting year, because stuff's going to get cleaned up. A nice way was not working. Now we're going to get to do it Loki's way. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.